Shoot Me Down, written and illustrated by Mare Stroud. Different, not normal, something special. Whatever you want to call Austin Robertson, there will never be a perfect word. Many have supported him, but there's more to his story than a cover can tell. Only 7 people in the world know these little details about the prince of popular music, and I happen to be one of them. It was the first day of 9th grade. Everyone was excited or confused as we entered a different school, Hanson High. Hanson High was one of the most prestigious and sports schools in the nation. It's an honor to be accepted there, or sometimes it's a curse. As Robert, Tyler, Zach, Alex, Peyton, Austin, and I walked into the torture chamber that we would endure for the next 4 years, I caught several glances. We all knew this would happen, for I was the only girl to be in this group, but we tried our best to overlook it. I tried as hard as possible not to feel alone in the world, because I had my 6 best friends by my side. As I walked into Mr. Scott's music appreciation class, I felt as if I was being watched. "Hey, Kylie, you're sitting right here next to me. You're not getting away from me this year," Austin said as he pointed to the table in the near back of the room. Austin looked so good today. His light brown hair shining, without his usual snapback on it, seemed to complement his gorgeous green eyes. He was wearing his favorite Chicago Bulls jersey with the number 23, Michael Jordan, and his American Eagle jeans was his favorite pair of Jordans. I must have looked like the little engine that couldn't, because my hair was tied back in its regular fishtail braid, and a Cali shirt with a pair of navy shorts. My Sperry's probably looked like a train wreck, since the guys decided that it would be perfectly fine to play basketball in them. Oh, how they were wrong. I sat down and began to count the seconds until Alex would say something to me about today's word of the day. Today's word's superior. Alright, guys, let's get this year started right. Alex seemed to have no awareness of Mr. Scott's presence. "Mr. Rodriguez, is there something that you'd like to share with the class? I'm sure that we'd all love to know what you, Mr. Robertson, and Miss Lucas were planning. Right, class?" Mr. Scott was the exact replica of Count Dracula and a Ghostbuster combined, pale and plain. He was so ordinary that it made me sick. "Let's begin today's class with vocal practices." Mr. Scott continued his lesson about how important it was to warm up the voice before singing in front of an audience. Meanwhile, Austin and I passed notes. "I love birds. Can I borrow a pencil?" Robert asked in a whisper. "You know we aren't dating, and by saying this, no pencil for you," Austin answered. "Kylie, hey, you tried to pull something, and it didn't. Miss Lucas." Talking again and passing those notes to the front. "No writing notes unless instructed to do so," Mr. Scott said in his high-pitched voice. It almost seemed like a baby kitten with a sore throat talking. I was so embarrassed. He seemed so manly, but his voice was the complete opposite. So I took the notes to the front of the class and hoped no one would start anything about me. I couldn't bear to lose my vocal and dance scholarships. If anyone got any dirt on any one of the crew, we'd be in so much trouble. I returned to my seat and began thinking of what would happen if anyone saw what I wrote, or what Austin wrote for the matter. Rumors would spread, people would say things to make someone lower than a snake's belly. The bell rang, so I slipped out of the classroom and noticed. "Austin Robertson's dad died when he was 16 months old. He's only here because he wants to be a singer." Seriously, a guy singer? That's the best joke I've heard this year. I heard these words walking down the hall. How could they know this? I thought. We've only been here for 3 hours. I wonder what will go on the rest of the year. There will be a talent show this Friday. Anyone that wants to participate, please go to the front office immediately. After Miss What's-Her-Face, the front desk, had said this on the intercom, I saw Austin begin walking toward the front office. He always said he wanted to overcome something, but he never knew what. I began to think of all the things that he said about becoming a pop star, how he wanted to show everyone that even though he was a no one, he could become someone. I decided to wait until he asked for advice or an opinion. About 2 days passed, and all I heard was Austin Robertson this or Austin Robertson that. I saw that the jocks threw him up against the locker a couple of times, and when he was thrown into them. I tried to pull him out, but it takes more than just a 5'7" guy to be pulled out of a 5-foot locker. I can assure you that. By Wednesday, I got a call from Tyler that said that we had a crew meeting. Since the guys had never had one of these before, I guess that this was a code red situation. I ran as fast as possible to Austin's house and saw Zach's, Tyler's, and Austin's car. So I knew that everyone was waiting on me. "So it's called Shoot Me Down?" asked Robert. "Yeah, and oh, hey, Kylie." answered Austin. "Why are we here? My mom wants me to tell her. You guys should know how she gets under pressure," I said, and I prayed for an answer. "Well," said Austin, "everyone at school has been really mean to me lately, and I decided that if they're going to be like that to me, then I'm going to show them exactly who they're messing with. I've been writing this song, and I thought that since everyone has been trying to shoot me down, that's what I'd call it." Austin then picked up his guitar and started to sing. I was shocked. All his feelings and thoughts were placed into this simple song. I started to tear up, and tears started to roll down my face. I mean, after all these little things that seemed so normal and rational weren't so normal and rational anymore. Everything was complex and different than what every one of us was used to. "What do you think?" asked Austin as he set down his guitar. "It was amazing, beautiful, it was perfect," I answered and went to hug him. When I pulled away, I saw the pencil mark stains and blisters from where I'd been practicing and writing. The guys just smiled like I had taken the words right out of their mouths. "I'm playing it tomorrow at the show. I'm the last act, and I want you all to be there for me. It'd mean a lot to have my biggest fans there." "I'll be there," said Alex. One by one, each of the crew members told Austin about how we each would be attending. He only smiled, and little did we know that it would be the performance that started everything. When I got home, I did something that seemed so crazy but so real, and that was so spot on that it changed everything. I called a recording manager from Robinson O'Keefe Records and made him swear on his life that he would attend Austin's performance tomorrow and see if he was good enough to be signed to a record deal. Of course he said yes. Who could say no to someone that was so desperate for a yes? I slept peacefully that night, knowing that everything was going to work out. School was so slow on Friday. The sun was shining. It was about 78 degrees, and I was calm as I could to seem for Austin, but on the inside I was about to die. I asked myself what would happen if Austin didn't get signed, or if something happened and it was all my fault. That night, the guys and I all walked to Yogurt For You to grab some froyo before the show. Austin was as nervous as he could be, and everyone else was on edge. As we walked back to the school, I saw the manager and told the guys that I had some business to finish. "Hi, I called you yesterday to speak to you about Austin Robertson. My name is Callie Lucas," I said, to be professional. "It sure is a pleasure to meet you, Callie. I'm Matt Ford, but please just call me Matt. I'm really excited to hear Austin play. I spoke to his mom earlier, and she said that she wouldn't tell him anything about me coming. Is the program about to start?" I thought quickly. "Yes, I think you'll be very impressed by Austin. He has an amazing personality as well as a great voice." We walked into the gym and took front row seats. Matt sat in the back row next to Austin's mom, Michelle, so he wouldn't be seen as much. The lights on the stage dimmed, and out walked Mr. Wells, the principal, to give his good luck and welcome speech. All the other performers seemed so bland and cliche compared to Austin. I told the guys the game plan, and we decided to smile and give Austin a thumbs up whenever he walked out on stage. For our last act, we have Mr. Austin Robertson with an original song entitled "Shoot Me Down." "Give it up for Austin, everyone," Mr. Wells said. I'm pretty sure that Michelle and everyone in the crew were the only ones that clapped and cheered. Austin walked out, sat down, and began to play his song. I turned around to Matt and Michelle. Michelle was crying, and Matt mouthed, "Wow." I was so proud that I could call him one of my best friends. After he played the last chord, the gym erupted into cheers, applause, and happiness. Austin walked off stage and met us outside. He knuckle-bumped all the guys and gave me the biggest hug that I think I've ever had. It was just about that time that Matt and Michelle walked up. "Hi, Austin. My name's Matt Ford, and I'm a recording manager and agent for Robinson O'Keefe Records. I want to tell you that I want to sign you to our record label right now." Austin looked as if he was going to pass out and simply said, "Who invited him?" Everyone kind of looked at me, and he just smiled. Matt broke the silence. "Austin, would you want to be signed to our record label?" Of course, Austin said yes. About a week later, Austin was leaving at the end of the day to go to work on his upcoming EP. When the single was released, he topped the popular music of the week chart in 4 countries. After that, the album Shoot Me Down came out and was one of the biggest albums of the year. It won 3 awards, and Austin always thanked his crew for everything that happened. I will never forget the day that he toured Europe, and the guys and I got to go with him. I learned one thing from everything that happened to my best friend. No matter how bad everything seems, as long as you have people that care and love for you, no one can ever shoot you down.